This is E-Weekly, Eastern Michigan University's campus news. On today's show, a new women's basketball coach, the Urban Teacher Pathway Program, studying and resume tips, a new edition of Who's Who at EMU, and of course, Dominic Bird is back with one last edition of Eastern Encounters. This is E-Weekly.
Welcome to the final E-Weekly of the winter 2016 semester. For the final show, for myself and many of our seniors here at ETV set to graduate, I'm Laura Fernandez.
This is a bittersweet moment because a few of our friends will be leaving us. They have the nerve to graduate, but we will get back to that later. For now, welcome back to E-Weekly. We've got a great show for you today. I'm Jillian Seach, and here's the news.
The big news over the weekend was the announcement of EMU's women's basketball coach Tori Verdi's hiring as the women's coach at the University of Massachusetts. Verdi led the women's Eagles to a 72-62 record in his 4 seasons here at Eastern Michigan University with 3 consecutive postseason tournament appearances. Athletic Director Heather Like stated that Verdi has been a dynamic leader and coach and did an exceptional job building our women's basketball team in his 4 years at the helm. He leaves our Eagles program in tremendous standing filled with talented, bright student athletes. While Coach Verdi said the decision was extremely difficult for him, UMass Athletic Director Ryan Bamford was adamant in his excitement in acquiring Verdi, saying that his enthusiasm for building a winning culture that promotes success in the classroom, in competition, and in the community will make him a great fit at UMass. EMU has indicated that a national search to name Tori Verdi's replacement is underway.
Teachers hold the keys to the future. They have the power to cut down or to inspire, to give love or breed apathy. Becoming a teacher takes a special kind of person, one who isn't afraid of adversity and is willing to put in the time and effort to give the younger generation wings to fly. Eastern Michigan is helping those future teachers through the new Urban Teacher Pathway Program. This program is designed to take middle and high school students from urban neighborhoods who aspire to become teachers and creates a pathway to success. This program will not only offer guidance, but financial aid, social services, and an expedited admittance process. To qualify, students must be enrolled full-time in the winter and fall semesters here at EMU, as well as have a GPA of 2.5 or higher and a score higher than a 19 on their ACT. This is huge for Eastern as it will help students give back to their urban communities.
Ypsilanti residents, be warned. The border-to-border trail that runs through the Water Street property is officially on the no-go zone for residents. The city sent out an email stating that the preliminary environmental test result indicated a high level of polychlorinated biphenyls near the trial site. Long-term exposure to these PCBs can produce harmful effects on humans and pets. The contamination seems to be only on the surface and located only in the Water Street and Waterworks Bridge section. Beth Ernett informed the email recipients, the reason we're closing it is the contamination is close to the surface and we don't want animals, children, dogs to be further exposed to it. The city expects to have more information by the end of the month while officials develop a cleanup plan.
This past Sunday, 45 students from Eastern Michigan's College of Business took a field trip to Cleveland, Ohio to get a tour of Quicken Loans Arena. The tour gave students a VIP experience with presentations from Quicken Loans executives, a walkthrough of the arena offices, as well as tickets to a Cleveland Cavaliers basketball game. The idea of the trip was to give students an opportunity to experience the exceptional, open environment of a professional sports franchise and to meet face-to-face with executives who could provide advice on how students could advance their careers. Cavalier CEO Len Komorowski left students emphasizing that no job is beneath them, and through hard work, opportunities will come. The trip was led by Professor Robert Twells, who has been taking students on sports marketing trips since 2009. Last year's trip was to my favorite place to be on a cold winter night, the home of the Detroit Red Wings at Joe Louis Arena.
Up next, we have another edition of Who's Who at EMU. This week, Shannon Smith talks with Caleb Hale and Mitch Hardy from the Theta Chi. When we come back, we have resume tips, things you don't say to college graduates, and the dish with Damo. Stay tuned.
and welcome to this week's edition of Who's Who at EMU. I'm your host, Shannon Smith, and today we will be talking with the Vice President of Theta Chi, Mitch Hardy, and the current Philanthropy and Social Chair, Caleb Hale. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
So how did Theta Chi make its way to Eastern's campus?
Well, Theta Chi came back to Eastern. It's kind of a long process. It started initially a couple years ago now, when a couple of our excited alum wrote to the national chapter to see what they could do to bring Theta Chi back to Eastern. And since then, it's been a lot of back and forth between the university and the national headquarters and our alum. And just this past January, they got the go-ahead to begin the refounding process of Theta Chi, and that's when the national headquarters sent Bob Eberling and PJ Rixton to campus to begin recruiting for the refounding of Theta Chi. And since January, we've gone from no members to 17, which is kind of impressive in itself, because when you look at a lot of the other Greek life, and their recruitment of winter compared to fall semesters, it's significantly less. So that's an achievement all in itself. But we're not done there. We're still recruiting. We're still actively handing out bids. We're still actively having recruitment events throughout the end of the semester.
What inspired each of you to join Theta Chi?
Well, for me, it was really just Bob and PJ came and they talked to me. And one of the first things that they said was that as we were reestablishing the chapter, we would have the opportunity to be founding fathers. And so from the colonization of the chapter, getting it started here again at Eastern, we were going to have the opportunity to label ourselves founding fathers when it came to opening a new chapter, which meant that from that point on, we would be starting it all. And so we would have the choice of who got in. We would be able to design and kind of have our own executive board from the beginning. We were just going to be able to be in leadership positions from the beginning rather than having to kind of sit by the wayside and figure things out within our first year.
Very cool. And what about for you?
For me, it was a lot of the founding fathers kind of aspect of it, again, being able to shape what the organization is going to be and what you want it to be from the very beginning was definitely a cool aspect. Another aspect for me was that each fraternity on campus, each Greek org has its own family kind of feel to it. And I really liked the guys that I met here that are already part of Theta Chi, and I'm really excited to get to know more, and I feel like I fit really well with them.
I like the idea of, again, of the founding father thing too. That's really cool to be able to establish kind of everything with the fraternity. So what's the future for Theta Chi? What are you guys looking to do into the fall and as well as accomplish while you're here?
Well, we're really looking forward to fall recruitment. We've already started planning events for Fall Rush those 2 weeks during the beginning of fall semester. We've already started planning out what we want to do for Fajita Fest and stuff like that. And we've already started setting goals for who we want to, the number of guys we want to pull in for fall semester, so we're all pretty excited about that.
I think one of the other really important things is going forward, one of our biggest things is philanthropy. We want to be involved in campus and in the community. We want to bring people together. Our national philanthropy as Theta Chi is working with the USO, and so we work a lot with the armed forces. We have some plans here in the future to try and volunteer at a Veterans Hospital and try and establish a partnership there. We want to do things like dine and donates, be able to raise money and show that we're active within our community. Most importantly, just trying to get all of our brothers that may not be from the area kind of committed to Ypsilanti as a whole.
Although we've only been an official organization here for about a month now.
Month and a half.
Yeah, we've already done quite a bit as far as community service and philanthropy goes. Caleb is actually the philanthropy chair, and he's done a pretty good job, pretty bang-up job of that so far. You want to go ahead and talk about that?
Yeah, I'll talk about that. So up to this point, we've partnered with a few fraternities, few sororities. Here within the last couple weeks, we were able to raise just under $400 for Alpha Zeta Delta's Autism Speaks fundraiser. We've partnered up for Relay for Life coming up on the 15th and 16th with Phi Sigma Phi, and we are going to be working to get some money raised for that. We have our 17 brothers. They're sitting at 29. We bring almost all 50 of us together, and we're going to try and get just as much money as we had for the Alpha Zeta Delta fundraiser, try and make an impact as soon as possible with that.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Again, thank our special guest from Theta Chi for being here. If you or someone you know would like to be featured on Who's Who, contact etv@emu@gmail.com. See you later, Eagles.
Hill Auditorium will be having a good time on April 13th with hip-hop trio Migos performance at the 5th Annual Music Matters Charity Concert. Matt Fisher is the fundraising chair for Music Matters and plans to open a summer camp for the underrepresented Detroit youth with the funds raised at the concert. Music Matters is a student organization at the University of Michigan whose main focus is to bring concerts to the community. Music Matters will be able to provide enough funds for 50 to 75 campers and will run for 5 days. Hebron Ahmed, president of Music Matters, says the basic premise is that these service organizations, they're always serving others, serving our community, and this is a small thing everyone can do to serve Michigan and provide a little positivity in Michigan. Expect to see the project running in 2017. To buy tickets for the concert, go to the Michigan Union Ticket Office, or you can also get some online through their website.
The importance of a well-written resume cannot be overstated. A resume tells employers that you are going to meet their goals and is a communications device to obtain an interview. Considering these objectives when you write your resume will help you make it more effective. Quantify your experiences so that employers know you will get the job done. Incorporate community, campus, and other involvements to help highlight your collaborative skills. It's important to add keywords to your resume that employers might look for. The more keywords you have, the more marketable you are and more likely you will get an interview. List awards and honors which highlight strong academic accomplishments such as Dean's List, scholarships, and honor society, but don't include high school accomplishments unless it is very prestigious. Lastly, if you haven't already considered creating a profile on the professional networking social media site LinkedIn, it is a smart way to start researching and planning for success.
The darkest hour of night comes just before the dawn. Many believe the word studying is derived from the words students dying. Finals are next week, and it's time to get to the nitty-gritty and prepare. Here are some study tips to help you out. First, use your study habits efficiently to keep your energy levels high, and getting enough sleep is a very important factor. Create your study guides right now. This will help give you enough time to review the organized material. Finish your practice problems from the end of your textbook chapters. Many times these questions are on your exams. Ask a friend or roommate to quiz you on your materials. And don't forget to exercise and eat healthy. Exercise and good nutrition help control stress levels and help to keep your emotions stable. And finally, forget about all of these tips and stick to what has worked for you in the past, staying up all night and cramming the whole semester into your brain the night before the exam. Hey, if it ain't broke.
You finally gotten your audit all sorted out, paid your final image bill, picked up your cap and gown, and are waiting to juggle your family members as they prepare to watch you walk on April 24th. Inevitably, you will be inundated with questions about your future and what you've planned. As you cut your graduation cake, be prepared for questions such as, what can you do with that degree? Unless you're an electrical engineering or nursing student, this one will come out from you from all sides. So be prepared with an answer. Hint, the default answer is freelancer. Another popular question is, why don't you go to law school? Parents suggest this because they think it's a safe choice, but college grads only jump into law school because they don't actually know what they really want to do. How about this one? Do you have a job lined up? Answer, circle back to freelancer. But in the end, remember that you've done it. You've earned your degree, and you love yourself as much as Kanye loves Kanye. Congratulations, Eagles. We did it.
Still to come, we have Dave Anderson with the latest in Eagles sports. But first, we have The Dish with Damo, starring the great Dominique Byrd. Welcome, Dominique.
Thanks, and hello everyone. We have reached the end of the semester and we can say that we made it. Well, at least most of us did. Anywho, I thought we would end the year with a bit of fun and get a bit more about some of the coolest and most well-known sites around campus, starting with that groovy abandoned building located behind Peninsula Place. Just off the Huron River, the location of the popular apartment complex used to house the Peninsula Paper Plant. Erected in 1867, the plant used to supply newsprint to the Chicago Tribune. However, in 2001, production was terminated and the plant was demolished, leaving the structure that is now used as a backdrop for photo shoots and a canvas for local graffiti artists. Our next location brings us to an integral hub just off campus, cross street of course, and the infamous water tower. Now the name isn't just for show. This tower can hold 250 gallons of water. From 1890 to 1956, this tower served as the sole water tower for all of Ypsilanti. Now, many locals have a different name for this American water landmark. It even won a competition and was crowned as the world's most phallic building in 2003 by the Cabinet magazine. Way to go, Ypsilanti. Last but not least on our journey, I bring you a tidbit of information that many Ypsilantians didn't know about. Now, Ypsilanti used to be the home of its very own fine knit underwear line. The Ypsilanti Underwear Company was also in production for just over 50 years, from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. This factory is located just off the Huron River near Forest Avenue. Initially named the Hay and Todd Manufacturing Company, founded by William Hay, they adopted the name the Ypsilanti Underwear Company in 1904. Along with this name change came the ever-popular tagline, "Never rip, never a tear, Ypsilanti Underwear." How cute. Well, boy, wasn't that a fun journey? Well, that does it for this edition of Damo the Explorer. After a quick break, Dave Anderson is here to give you the latest in Eagle sports. Don't go away.
Hi, my name is Shanna Gilkison, and ETV has been a very important part of my life, especially for the last 4 years.
I got my start at ETV in my third semester at Eastern from fellow students, and it's been a great experience.
Working with all these new people that I didn't know before, it's very awesome just seeing how willing people are to get together and create something from scratch.
I'm Shanna Gilkison for Eastern Weekly, and this is E-Walking.
I will also be hosting and producing a sort of like a late night style talk show.
Everyone that's here wants to be here. They care to be here. They want to work. They want to learn. And with that kind of environment, everybody benefits.
I tell you, I've been doing really well, very successful here at Eastern, but it wasn't until I really became part of the ETV club that I really felt like I was getting more of what I needed as a student.
We decided that we wanted to do things above and beyond our coursework, so I was part of founding the ETV Student Org.
It just so happened that Shanna was in one of my classes, and she told me to come, and I showed up, and it was very, like, a very warm welcome. Like, everybody was very nice to me right away, and they actually had an idea to make a sitcom, or actually they called it a soap opera at that time, and they said they had, they weren't sure exactly what they wanted, but they wanted one thing. They knew that they wanted this guy, his name is Ramon, to be their main character. I mean, that was kind of how the show Week at a Glance kind of took off.
Beyond Eastern's walls, when I'm done here, I'll probably be working with some people from ETV, again, professionally. And I think a lot of students don't take advantage of what they should with organizations on campus, and ETV is one of the best.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
Well, hello there, and welcome to the Eagle Sports Update. I'm Dave Anderson. The EMU football team showcased some promise for the upcoming fall season in their spring football game this past Saturday. With an adjusted scoring system, the defensive green team defeated the offensive white team 28-20. Highlighting the spring game was the return of running back Shaq Van, as well as veteran leaders Pat O'Connor and Jeremiah Harris, who are returning from 2015 injuries. A pleasant surprise to the game was the effort given by some of the younger players who were recruited by head coach Chris Creighton. The first 2 seasons under Creighton have seen some ups and downs, but the influx of young talent and veteran leaders gives the Eagles a major opportunity to improve this fall. The game was also the first chance for the public to see the new 4-2-5 scheme implemented by the new defensive coordinator, Neil Neathery. Eastern Michigan opens the season at home on September 3rd against Mississippi Valley State. The Eastern Michigan University Department of Athletics held the second annual Ypsi Awards at the Convocation Center earlier this week. The event honored the top athletic, citizenship, and academic achievements by the EMU student athletes during the 2015-16 academic year. The 90-minute ceremony featured live performances, video skits, and award presentations by several EMU student athletes and staff. Men's basketball player Trent Perry and women's track and fields Anna Aldrich served as the MCs. EMU coaches nominated student athletes for the awards, and the winners were selected by EMU's Student Athlete Advisory Council. Senior swimmer Andrew Henry took home a pair of Ypsi Awards, winning the honor of Play of the Year as well as Male Athlete of the Year. Henry was named MAC Outstanding Swimmer at the MAC Championships last month. Not surprisingly, junior cross-country and track and field athlete Alsu Bogdanova was named Athlete of the Year. Bogdanova took home MAC championships in both of the 1-mile run and the 5,000-meter run and earned all MAC first-team honors this year. A complete list of award winners is available at the Eagles website at emueagles.com. Battling unseasonably cold conditions at the OSU Golf Club for the Robert Kepler Intercollegiate Tournament last week, our Eagles golf team had 2 players turning in top 30 showings. Tying for 28th place, freshman Bo Brault and senior Brent White carded a 74 and 76, respectively, in the final round with a 2-day total of 150. The team finished in 13th place with a team score of 610. UNLV took home the Invitational Hardware with a score of 586. Next up for the Golfing Eagles is the Rutherford Invitational this weekend in University Park, Pennsylvania. The men's and women's track teams have a huge weekend approaching. After meet cancellations due to inclement weather last week, the squads are itching to compete, and there is no better place to continue their outdoor campaign than the trio of meets at the West Coast. They'll begin at the Beach Pacific Coast Invitational and then move on to the prestigious Mount Sac Relays April 14th through the 16th. Eastern hasn't sent this many contingents to California since 2011. Both the men and women Eagle squads have entries in nearly all of the events, including the 1,500-meter run, 110-meter hurdles, and 400 and 100-meter dashes, hammer throw, pole vault, and more. Eagle Sports Update wishes you luck. May the wind be at your backs. When we return in the fall, we'll have more information on all your late year sports teams, including cross-country, women's soccer, volleyball, and, of course, football. Have a great summer, Eagles. Get out inside and play.
We are true EMU! Beautiful soul. Beautiful soul. Beautiful soul. Beautiful soul. Please understand. Don't be afraid, just hold my hand. There is no reason you should cry. There is no way we'll let love die. Beautiful soul, we're here to try. Look in my eyes, please don't be shy. There is a beautiful world to find, and the journey begins inside your heart. Inside your heart.
When you come to Eastern, you're joining a family, and we want you to feel that we care about you. It's just a great community.
Let me show you love. Love is what I know. Join me in this life, you beautiful soul. Everything you need, everything you want, you have it right here, my beautiful soul. Let me show you love. Love is what I know. Join me in this life, you
actually cared about here.
Beautiful soul, please understand. Don't be afraid, just hold my hand. There is no reason you should cry. There is no way we'll let love die. Beautiful soul, we're here to try. Look in my eyes, please don't be shy. There is a beautiful world to find, and the journey begins inside your heart. Inside your heart. Inside your heart. Eastern Eagles, hats off to you. Fight, fight, fight for all the EMU. Look to the sky, the Eagles will fly. The bravest will defy. Forever hold that line for all green and white. Woo! Sons and daughters, show your might. So fight, fight, fight for all the EMU and victory. Fight! Let me show you love. Love is what I know. Join me in this life, a beautiful soul. Everything you need, everything you want, you have it right here, my beautiful soul. Let me show you love. Love is what I know. Join me in this life, a beautiful soul. Everything you need, everything you want, you have it right here, my beautiful soul.
We are true EMU.
I am true EMU.
I am true EMU.
We are true EMU. One, two, three. We are true EMU. We are a true EMU. What? I said it. Just get hurt.
Eagles, hold on to your feathers because this is the last Eagle Encounters of the semester. Your last weekend of winter term is coming up and there is a lot to do. So let's jump in with both talents. The Friday walking program kicks off this Friday at noon at the Lake House. Each Friday through the first week of May, the American Heart Association is hosting a walk around campus. Join them this week. Wear comfortable clothing and walking shoes. At 1 p.m., the tennis team will be serving it up to the University of Toledo at the Wasik Tennis Complex. The EMU softball team is finally playing here at home. Don't miss your chance to see them take on Ball State at the varsity field at 3 p.m. Rock the Patio Customer Appreciation Day is happening on Friday. Join the Student Center vendors as they express their appreciation for the EMU community. There will be music with a live DJ, games, food, giveaways, and more. Be at the Student Center from 3 to 6 p.m. for that. The EMU basketball team takes on Kent State on Friday night as well. First pitch is at 6 p.m. at Ostrike Stadium. If you're up for a bit of comedy, then swing over to the Quirk building for a slapstick farce called One Man, Two Governors is playing again this weekend at both 7 and 9:30 p.m. The EMU Planetarium is presenting the first ever statewide astronomy night. Shows will be taking place from 7:30 through 11 p.m. Weather permitting, Scherzer Observatory will be open after the shows. And finally, the big news. The Friday night movie is screening Star Wars The Force Awakens. Here's your chance to watch the continuation of the George Lucas saga, but this time you can speculate with your campus buddies on the fate of Luke Skywalker. Watch The Force at 8 and 10:30 at the Student Center. On Saturday, the softball team battles Ball State at Varsity Field again. The first fast pitch is at 1 p.m. The planetarium will still be touring the skies as they present different shows running from 1 to 3:30 p.m. at the Mark Jefferson Science Complex. The EMU baseball team will be back at Ostrike Stadium playing Kent State again. The game starts at 3 p.m. Another couple of showings for One Man, Two Governors at Quirk Theater will be at 7 and 9:30 p.m. And finally, the Invitational Choral Concert is on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. This ensemble event honors a few outstanding high school choirs as they take the stage with our own EMU choir at Pease Auditorium. On Sunday, you can head back to Ostrike Stadium as the baseball team slugs it out with Kent State again. The game begins at 1 p.m. Back at Quirk is your last chance of the weekend to catch One Man, Two Governors. Showtimes are at 2 and 4:30 p.m. Was that enough? Did I give you enough to do? I'm tired just talking about it all. But you have it. Your last week on campus is chock full of things to do all over. Eagle Encounters will return next semester, and I look forward to having you join us again here at eWeekly. I'm Dominique Bird, and have a great summer, folks.
Now I would like Well, actually, quisiera agradecer a todos mis compañeros que trabajo aquí con ETV. Los últimos 5 años con ustedes serán las mejores memorias que tendré por el resto de mi vida y nunca las olvidaré. And thank you for the viewers who have supported us. And thank you to Keith Dameron and thank you, Professor Cooper. And for one last time, I am Laura Fernandez, and I'll see you in another lifetime, Ypsilanti.
Congratulations to all of the class of 2016 and the seniors moving on from ETV. Thank you, Josh Lewis, for being a great director. Thank you to our utility player and technical director, Cameron Combs, our sports writer and anchor, Al Willman, our graphics guru and fill-in anchor, Laura Woodside, and finally, our anchor desk personality, Laura Fernandez. We're really going to miss you guys, and to the rest of you, I'm Jillian Seach, and I'll see you guys back in the fall.
While we're sad to see you all go, we're excited about what's to come. Make sure to check back in the fall to find out how you can become a part of ETV. And of course, if you want to see this show on demand, head over to YouTube and search ETV at EMU. I'm Dave Anderson. Have a great summer, and thanks for watching.
Goodbye. Adios. Los quiero.